Hello students, today we are going to talk about the poem Dust of Snow written by Robert Frost. Though a very short poem, it has got a greater significance. About the poet, the poem is written by Robert Lee Frost, born on 26th March 1874 and died on 29th January 1963. He was an American poet. He is called a nature poet because he writes a lot about nature. And we can find clarity and simplicity in his use of language. Because whatever he writes with his experience, and his experiences are very simple, and that simplicity and that clarity is given to his language. And his use of symbols is also excellent. Symbolic language he uses, though his language is very simple, uses nature to describe human psychology and feelings. So because most of his time, or we can say childhood, he spent in New England, and that's why he spent a lot of his years there in the rural area. That's why his theme, and we can say that nature will be there as a key point in his writing. So he uses nature in order to describe human psychology. Okay, what is the thinking of human being and also human feelings, and we can also see the realistic depiction of rural life in his poetry. And as for his subject matter is concerned, he uses ordinary and everyday subject matter. The subject matter is ordinary and everyday. His use of language is very simple, could be understood by everyone, but we can say that his simplicity is deceptive. He had got deeper thought underlying there in his simple subject matter. So this was all about the poet, and we can see that all these things uh, are to be found there in the poem that we are going to discuss. So what the poem is, the poem is about significance of the little things in our life, that how small things in our life have got wider experiences, wider meaning and wider significance, wider importance, a lot of importance. The small things, small incident that we consider that they are of no use, but those incidents can change our whole life. And also the depiction of nature here, beauty of nature in the winter season is also described, depicted here. Okay, because the setting of the poem is winter. Poet is in a sad mood. So this is the poem that the poet is really in a very sad mood, and he is there in the forest, and we will read in this poem how the mood of the poet changes and how it is changed by falling of fine particles of snow onto him. And we will know in this poem in what mood he was, and after falling of the particles of snow what his mood became. So this is all we will read here in this poem. So now let us go to the poem. Dust of snow. Dust means small particles. Okay, small particles of snow. So this is a very simple subject matter, simple, as you have already been told about the uh, quality of Robert Frost, that he picks up very simple incidents from his life. So this was the simple incident. He is talking about dust of snow. So the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Look at the rhyme. Rhyme scheme is A crow, me, B snow, A B A, and tree, me tree. So A B A B, that is the rhyme here of these lines. So the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. So where the poet is, the poet is in the forest. It is winter season. He is in the forest, and maybe he's sitting under the tree, or maybe he's walking under that tree. So whatever is there, but what the poet says, that while he is under that tree, a crow was there on that tree, and the way the crow shook down on me the dust of snow. So what the crow did, the crow just shook itself, and when the crow gave itself a shake, and then the branch of the tree on which the crow was sitting, it was shaken. And because it was winter season, the branch of the tree was covered with the snow. So when the crow gave itself a shake, uh, then what happened? The dust of snow that covered the branch, it fell off from a hemlock tree. Okay, so where the poet was there under the hemlock tree, and there was a crow sitting there onto that branch, and when it gave itself a shake, the snowflakes, so we can see the particles of snow, fell onto the poet. Now, how can we guess that what was the mood of the poet here? The mood of the poet was sad and sorrowful. Or how could we guess that the mood of the poet is sad and sorrowful? Because of these words. He used the word crow, the first word, and again he used the word hemlock. We know that crow is not considered uh, to be a sign of good thing. So the crow is considered to be an ominous bird. And also the hemlock is a very poisonous tree. So the poet has not used a good bird here, the poet has not used a good tree here, but he is using crow and hemlock, and this shows that the poet is not in a very good mood. So what the poet says that he is in the forest, and under the tree when he is there, so he was thinking something that was not good for him. He was not in a very good mood, and when the snowflakes, or when the particles of snow fell onto him, what happened? Then he will tell uh, about that. Has given my heart a change. So what has given his heart a change? His heart got changed, or his mood changed. We know what he in what mood he was in. He was in a very sad and sorrowful mood. So what has given his heart a change? The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow. The falling of the dust of snow. The falling of the dust of snow gave the heart of the poet a change. And what happened? The mood of the poet changed and saved some part our day I had rued. So rued means he had spent in regret, held in regret, in sad and sorrowful way. So what he says, that when the dust of snow fell onto him, it had gave himself a jerk. Okay, and because of that jerk, he came to his senses, and then he realized that he was not doing anything good. He was thinking of some bad incidents. That's why he changed his mood, and he thought that he should not be in the same mood. And then what happened? And he says that this shaking or this changing of the mood saved some part of a day that he had rued. Okay, what he says, that he had rued, he had held in regret the whole day he had spent in sad thoughts, and now as his mood was changed because of this small incident, and now his whole day will be in a good way. Okay, now he will lead this the rest of the day happily. So this was the poem, and quite simple subject. It is, language is very clear, but the thought that is there in this poem, the thought is really very praiseworthy. We can say that the thought makes us think something. So what the poet tells us, the poet tells through the poem that we should live each and every moment of life in a very happy and good mood. Okay, because he was in a very sad mood, and then he said that he should not have done that, and he realized by the simple incident, he realized that he was not doing a good thing. And the second thing that is told, a little thing in our life can have greater importance and can change our whole life, as the whole day of the poet is being changed. Okay, so we can say that the small we could not overlook or neglect the small incidents in our lives, the small part and parcels of our life. We cannot ignore and cannot just overlook them, because they can change the whole scenario of our life. So overall we can say that the poem is very good. Technically the language is very good, simple language it is. Music is there, the rhyme I have also already told to you. So overall good poem, and I hope you have understood the poem, and you will now be able to uh, answer all the questions, whether internal or from outside. So thank you till my next video. Okay.